Now, I'm so excited for you to see this next game, so I'm not going to ramble any longer. Tuesday, tell us about this game.
I am Tuesday, and I am going to be running the Gunk. So this game was published and developed by Thunderful, so they have like their own publishing and developing division. You guys might know who Thunderful is. They do the SteamWorld games. So if you ever did like SteamWorld Dig or SteamWorld Heist, this is by the same company. They changed their name from Image and Form, and they now take over the moniker of Thunderful. Very amazing people, incredible devs. They put in a lot of work into all their games. But this is probably one of their most niche games that a lot of people haven't heard of. The Gunk is an action... okay, so let's not put action. Oof, let me take that away. It's an adventure, chill, exploration game with a tiny bit of action. I don't want to say action. Anyways, so... before I jump into the run, there's a couple things I want to go over. Today is a huge day for me, and I want to I want to thank the staff for allowing me to be here. Today marks the 10-year anniversary of my best friend's passing, so this has been an incredible way to get my mind off all of that, to come do a speed run for all of you, talk about one of my favorite speed runs I've ever done. Out of the 45 games that I speed run, this is my all-time favorite one that I have learned. So yes, you guys are all incredible, the staff is incredible, the viewers, thank you all so much. So without further ado, let's jump into the game. So the first trick that we're going to be doing is it's very fast. I won't have a lot of time to explain it, so I'm going to get it out of the way now before I start the actual run. So in the first 35 seconds, I have to do a trick, otherwise I will soft lock and have to restart again. It's only a 35-second loss, but I have to get to a wall before a dialogue trigger happens, and then I have to climb this wall. I want to kind of get that out of the way before you just see me just full sprinting towards this wall as I'm like, ah! Okay, so anyways, let's get into it. I will be starting the run in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's do it! Okay, so as I said, the first trick we're going to be doing, I'm going to be skipping this cutscene, and I'm going to be heading through this valley. There's a wall on the other side of these rocks that you see in front of me that has a small, and I mean very small area of collision that you can actually manipulate with your jumps to get up the wall and skip the entire tutorial, saving a few minutes. What's awesome about this skip too is it sets you up for... Oh, there we go. That's what I was talking about. Alright, so let's do it again. Otherwise you soft lock, not a good thing. So with this skip, once you get over it, there is 3 items on the other side. There is a core, a ore that has 5 metal materials, and then there is plants that you can also scan, and then some more metal ores that you can scan. Once you've scanned enough items in this game, you unlock upgrades. And our goal right now, there we go, there it is. So our goal right now is to get over this wall, scan enough items to unlock our boot upgrades. It's the only upgrades that we need in this entire run. So when I go to suck, it'll give me 5, so there's 5, we'll scan. I'm going to turn to that red plant, and I'm going to scan that, and then that blue plant next to it, I'm going to turn and scan that as well. As you can see at the bottom, that next upgrade bar keeps filling with the more that I scan. So I'm going to come over to these metal materials. I'm going to scan these. Oop, okay, and that almost puts us to the next level up. I'm going to jump off this cliff. Now, you're not supposed to be doing this, obviously. You know, you're not supposed to be face planting it around areas, but we're going to anyways. Alright, so we're going to head over here, and we're going to start absorbing gunk. So in this game, there is this gunk that's around the world. If you absorb all of it, it'll revitalize the area, growing all the plants in it, getting all the grass back, very vibrant colors start appearing all over your screen. Now the reason why we need to do this is that certain triggers or ropes you can climb or mushrooms you can get on top of will not grow until you have all the gunk sucked up. So right here, we got all that done. I'm going to drop right here. I'm going to absorb 5 of these because we need 5 organics. I'm going to grab 13 more metals. So I'm going to grab the 5 right here. I'm going to grab 5 right here. And then, ooh. Okay, got 5. I'll grab the 3 right here. And then I'm going to climb up these stairs. Now, when I get up here, there's going to be another organic bush that I need to scan and suck up. So once again, 5 more. So we're gonna do 5. We're going to scan, and this should give us enough to level up. Boop. And now we should have our boot upgrades that we will get in just a second. So right here, absorb. We're going to open up this shortcut. Now usually you would climb down this, but we're actually going to do a skip where I'm going to use this wall to get over, and I'm going to faceplant into this plant. Now if I were to faceplant any lower than that, it would reset me back to the top, and we don't want that. Alright. We got our boot upgrades, and we have our glove upgrades, and that's the last upgrade you're going to need for the entire run. So all of your mineral collecting ends right there. What, 3 minutes into the run and you're already done collecting everything? The rest of it is now getting through the game as fast as you can. So we now have boots. We're going to go back up that shortcut I opened up, jump back over the wall, and we're going to head to our first gunk gate. So gunk gates are these gates that are made of gunk, and the only way to get through them is to absorb the gunk that surrounds them. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to absorb all of the gunk around this gate so it opens up. Now, that's not true for every gunk gate. So as you can see, there's some holes in that gunk gate. There's other ones that have larger holes in them, and the character you play as, Ronnie, is just big enough to fit inside of those holes. So we're going to be throwing her into there. We're going to be skipping some stuff. So right here's a good example. So instead of absorbing the gunk, I'm going to jump up here, go through the hole, and that skips that gunk gate, and we move into the next area. So this is what we call seed skip. This is the most hated part of the run, because if you mess up your seed, you gotta grab another one, and it is very time consuming. So we're gonna do a little coyote jump right there to get across instead of absorbing all the gunk. And then here we actually need to absorb everything in this area, because this is what grows the seed that you need for the skip. So we're gonna head over, we're gonna keep absorbing, keep absorbing, keep absorbing. Those red things you see falling out of the sky will actually damage you. Now, taking damage in this game is nothing. Like, I don't think I've actually ever perished from taking damage in this game. I think most times I've ever perished is, like, falling off of stuff hundreds of times trying to, like, figure out tricks. But, yeah, we won't be worrying about our health in this game at all. Alright, so we got our seed, and what we're going to do is walk over here, and we're going to line up, and we're going to throw it across. So you're not supposed to, like, take this seed with you, but we're going to, because it lets us skip an entire area that takes about 4-ish minutes to suck up all the gunk, and this just allows us to skip up all of that area. Because you're supposed to suck up the gunk and get another seed. Oh, it went into the orange bush. I was like, where did it go?
What was that?
So we're going to keep taking it with us. We're going to keep tossing it. Now, you have to be careful during certain parts because there is, like, holes that if your seed falls into, then you lose your seed. And as I said, if you lose your seed, you got to find another one. Okay, so we're going to make our way through. There's going to be some aliens that appear right here. These are the enemies of the game that can actually hurt you. But we're going to just skip right past them and take our seed into this little alcove area. We're going to throw it up here, and then we're going to manipulate the environment again. Come on, there we go. Come on, let's go. There we go. We're going to jump up the environment. We're going to skip another part, and we're going to take this seed all the way over to this trunk, and we're going to throw it on the right side. If you throw it on the left side, chances are it's going to bounce on the water, and then you lose your seed. If this seed touches any water at all or falls into the abyss, it is gone for good. And we don't want that. Especially now that we're past the second seed, we definitely do not want to lose our seed. Alright, so we're going to keep going, keep absorbing, keep absorbing. Okay, pick it up, and toss. So here comes the ending of Seed Skip. I need to line this up, and I need to make sure it doesn't... Perfect, it didn't bounce. So now we're going to absorb this, and we're going to pick up the seed, and we're going to toss it up there. And that is the end of Seed Skip. It is over, we got it done. Let's go! Seed Skip's over! Alright, we're going to keep absorbing all this gunk. As Bex and Ronnie have their little relationship issues and they bicker and fight with each other. They're so cute. Talk about fighting on an estranged planet. Okay, now we're going to climb onto this tongue thing. Well, okay, we're going to try to climb on the tongue thing as I fall over. So anyways, let's grab the seed. As you can see, you're not supposed to have the seed with you. I mean, obviously, it kind of just floats away from you. The game's like, what? And there you go, there's Seed Skip. So instead of absorbing all of this gunk and this entire area that you see, I can just skip it now because I brought that seed with me. Now that we have skipped that, we are moving into the laser arm area. So I guess I lied and said that we were done upgrading, but you really don't gotta search for these upgrades, so I'm not really gonna count them. You have to kill, you have to defeat 4 aliens in this area, so they're gonna be on this little island, and you need to destroy 3 of them and throw 1 of them in the water. So we're gonna grab alien, grab alien, grab alien, and we need 1 more. And there we go. Then we're gonna run past the gunk. We're gonna come up here and we're gonna do a long jump. So I'm gonna absorb some of this out of my way. Oh, first try! Let's go! Sorry, hype. That is, it looked easy, but the coyote timing in this game is just abysmal. So getting any coyote time jumps, it just feels so good. It's very cathartic. Alright, right here's a soft lock. If I mess up, we did not soft lock. Let's keep going! Alright, we're heading into the next part. This is where we actually get our alien gun. So I'm going to run down this area, and there's going to be a cutscene. And instead of going around and going into another cutscene that's unskippable, I'm going to skip it by absorbing this gunk right here. And there's a rock in the corner. Oh, sorry, a plant in the corner. I'm going to jump on this plant to get on top of this rock. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ronnie. Come on. Okay. Now we're going to jump over on this grass. And we're going to use the invisible to get over. Boom! We just skipped an entire cutscene, saved ourselves about a good minute, and we are now going to scan this, and then unlock our campsite teleportation so we can go get our alien gun. Boop! So up we go. Bex is going to talk for a second. She's like, you should go find a spot for your beacon, even though we're already here. She doesn't know anything. Alright, so we're going to plant down our beacon, head back to camp, upgrade our arm, get our laser cannon, and we're going to do the newest skip in the entire run that was found only because of this marathon. I end up going through to find new skips, and there was a theorized skip for years, and I mean like at least 3 years that we theorized this skip was possible, and because Prevent-A-Thon gave me the I guess, initiative to look again, my chat and I actually broke it, and we got the 3-year skip, and you're all about to see it. It's incredible. It saves so much time. It went from a, like, 55-minute run to a 50-minute run because of this. 5 minutes off of the run because of some theory that we had had for years. And then a combination of, like, 4 brains came together, and we figured it out. Alright, so in this area, not much is going on. I have to absorb some gunk clouds and defeat some little guys to open up a gunk gate that I cannot skip. So I'm going to run in here, I'm going to absorb the 2 clouds, and then there's 4 aliens in this area as well. So there's the first cloud. Okay, there's all 4 aliens, and the second cloud, and the gunk wall is gone. Okay, so now what we're going to do is there's a skip right here that on this wheel there's a little bit of collision you can hit. As you can see, I'm kind of floating, and if I hit that collision just right, I can jump up here. Boom! We just skip an entire area. That's not the skip that I was talking about. That's just another smaller skip. So usually right there you have to grab a bomb, blow up a gunk thing, and then it'll grow a mushroom, climb on that mushroom, go around 3 areas, and then jump down. But we just jump on that wheel and jump over, and we're good to go. So here's a soft lock area, but because we're in a marathon, I'm gonna do a little save strat just in case we soft lock. But we didn't soft lock, so let's go! It was pointless for me to save at all! Woo-woo! Okay, so this cutscene, I can't do anything, so I'm just gonna stand still for a second.
What an awful place.
Yay! So this is the bridge skip. So in this area, you're supposed to pull 3 levers to unlock 3 sections of a bridge to get across it. But we're not going to do any of that. We're going to skip the entire bridge. This was the theoretical skip for years that we had thought about in the community, or at least that me and Double O, the only 2 runners that were really running the game, had theorized that would be possible, but we could never figure it out. And then 2 weeks ago, it happened. It finally all came together through death warping, checkpoint manipulation, and save strats. So this is Northern Pass. There used to be another way of doing this. You'd collect a bomb and then blow up the junk in front of us. But in this corner, there's a small amount of collision that if you mash just right, you can get up. Look at that. Boom, we just skipped it. Let's go. Alright, now, while they're talking, I'm actually able to skip the cutscene that would normally happen, as long as I do it fast enough. So let's see if I can... Got it, okay. even though I could have aimed and shot earlier, it's actually not, the bomb actually isn't where the game says it is while it's on that piece of metal. So you actually have to shoot slightly beside it, otherwise you'll miss it. Okay, so up here's another little skip. We're gonna jump up here, jump up this way, and then that lets us skip an entire mushroom area. Woo, we're rocking it right now. We are rocking it. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna line up. As you can see, there's two things right here. I'm gonna stand right there and wait for them to get done talking, and I'm gonna jump into the water. I'm gonna save, and then I'm gonna quit to the main menu. I'm gonna load my save, and now I am out of bounds underwater. So technically, if I jump, I will die. I don't want to jump, I just want to walk over here. If you look in the bottom right corner, you'll see some discs appear. That means I hit a checkpoint. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over here. I'm going to jump. I'm going to save while I'm dying. And I'm going to reload. And I'm going to jump again, and I'm going to die. And now it's going to tell me game over. So you're not supposed to get a game over, but because I saved while dying and then died again, I just teleported across the bridge. Let's go! Alright, bridge skip, we're good. And that just saved us 5 minutes. All because we manipulated death and save strats. And now we're moving into what I would consider the eye catcher of the game. So when you get here, this is supposed to be like the whoa moment of the game, because it's like, look at this tower, look at all of this gunk right here. It's supposed to be like the whoa crazy. But we're gonna make it a little more crazier than what the devs intended. So usually you're just gonna walk through, suck some gunk up, but this area actually has a lot of cool skips that we can actually do to save some time. I would say a lot. It has a couple. I keep saying a lot because in my mind it's a lot. So we're gonna make our way through the gunk. I'm gonna be pretty blind in this area for a while. I have to just run through gunk without any vision on what's going on. Alright, so now I'm gonna head over to this pole. We're gonna jump on this tiny pole, and we're going to point our camera slightly down. As you can see, I'm not supposed to be on this pole. As you can tell, my character's moving right now. And once the camera angles up a little bit, there we go. We can jump over, and we can actually skip fighting any of the minions and absorbing the gunk in the previous area. And then now I have to stay on this ledge, and I have to... Uh-oh, I messed up, but we're good, I'm gonna save it, Okay, so we got past the gunk without getting touched by the floating gunk behind us, so we got past it. That was a nice save. Oh no, okay. And now here, we're supposed to absorb 5 gunks. I got the first one, there's the 4th, right there, and then here's the 5th. Let's go, okay. There's all 5, and we're almost done with the tower already. So I'm gonna wait for the tongue to turn yellow, which will give me just enough distance to jump over. Now right here, there's gonna be a couple floating gunks. There's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and there's gonna be 1 coming from this way, and then 1 from behind us. But while that one's chasing us, we're gonna try to get as much ground as we possibly can in this area. So we're gonna keep sucking. I'm gonna be kind of blind. I almost walked right off the ledge. And we're good to go! Okay, so I'm gonna count to 8, and this should let us get to the vent. So I'm gonna absorb for 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, let's go! We got it! Okay, and... that's tower, baby. That's tower, baby! We're cooking right now. Alright, so this is what I call tower drop. So instead of climbing all the way down, she's gonna say the readings went right off the chart. Now, right when she says chart, you're gonna drop. And you're gonna grab on to here. Boom, we just skipped the entire part of the tower by jumping down and grabbing onto that vine. Let's go! Man, I'm doing so good right now. You should have seen the run before this. During my practice, I messed up the run so bad. I was so nervous. But I told myself if I get a bad run, that means that all the bad stuff that can happen is gone, and it's going to be a beautiful run during the marathon. And right now, we are getting a beautiful run right now in the marathon. Okay, so we are done with the tower, and we are now moving into the cave system. So in the cave system, there is a few skips that we can thank Mr. 00 for finding. So Mr. 00 was another runner for this game. Me and him actually competed back and forth constantly for world record. It seemed like every day I woke up, he took world record from me. And then by the time he woke up, I took world record from him. It went on for like 2 months of us just passing it back and forth, new discoveries all the time. It was so much fun. I miss him dearly. He went on to go play Mickey Mouse's Illusion Castle, I think it's what it's called. I don't exactly remember the title of the game, but he went to go do that. I stayed playing the gunk, and I kept decreasing the time. But I will say the mines in the cave are his magnum opus to this game. He found one of the coolest skips in the entire run called Lower Mine Skip. We'll get there very soon, but I'm just going to talk about it now to kind of give some insight on the history of this game. So there was another runner before me and him that just did some casual play. He did some speed running, like you could see he had some strats, but nothing like you see now with all the wall breaking and the environmental manipulation and the bridge skipping and all of that. Like none of that was actually a part of the original run. And then me and Mr. 00 just, woo. What's funny is that we didn't even know each other. I ended up playing the game the same time he ended up playing it. 2 different sides of the world, picked up the game on the same day, started speedrunning the same day, didn't even know about each other, and then randomly I submitted my run, and the next day he submitted his and beat my time, and then we knew about each other. And that's when it started. That was the whole like, uh-oh, I have a rival. He was my Sasuke. Okay, so right here, the whole point of this area is to absorb the skunk. Now, I had my camera taken over for a second, so I wasn't able to aim, so you're going to kind of see me sit there for a second. Alright, now we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. There should be one more gunk behind me. Oh, nope, looks like there's not. Looks like I actually was, even while talking, I am doing so well, I even got the 2 trails of gunk. I thought I only got one of them. So once again, what are you cooking? Call me Chef Tuesday, because I'm whipping up a run right now. Alright, so now when I absorb this gunk, it'll get rid of this gunk gate, and then I'm going to pre-aim as I pull this lever. I'll aim at that yellow dot up there. Nice, got it. And then as I jump through this gate, I'm going to turn my camera around and run this way. So when I jump onto the elevator, well, okay. I was supposed to hit the dot, but I missed the dot. That's illegal. Sorry, game. That's illegal. So we have invisible mushroom skip coming up right here. I call it invisible mushroom. None of the mushrooms are invisible. It's just that they have a lot of like extra hitbox to them, and so it seems like you're jumping on invisible platforms. Okay, we got invisible mushroom skip, and I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna go over the gate. Get over the gate. Okay, we're gonna get over the gate. We're gonna absorb the rest of the gunk inside of the mines, and then we'll be heading into lower mine skip. So once I absorb this gunk, it's gonna get rid of another gunk gate that's gonna allow me to pull another lever. And instead of having to go through the upper portion to get back here, we're just gonna skip all of that, pull the lever, open up this door, and we're moving into lower mines. Let's go. And this would be what I consider the second hardest skip in the entire game. The first hardest skip would be later on during the elevator sequence, but this is definitely the second hardest skip coming up. So in this area, I need to absorb this... Okay, well, I was slow. I needed to absorb that gunk faster, but I was too slow. Oh, it's all about the energy. We're here to entertain. It's not about PBs or world records. It's about entertainment. That's what speedrunning should be about. Okay, so now that we got rid of the gunk gate, we're gonna shoot this bomb right here. We're gonna throw... Pick it up! We don't want the bomb exploding next to you. Come on, girl, pick it up. Okay, so now that we got the bomb, we're going to jump on this tiny little nub right here, and I'm gonna hop through. Oh, we did it. Okay, so... I'm going to explain lower mine skip here. So I have to destroy this turret, and now in this room, I have to absorb this gunk, and I need to leave a certain patch of it alone. So there's a mushroom that grows on the left side of this room, and next to it there's a patch of gunk. So I'm going to leave that gunk there as I absorb all the rest of it. before I absorb that gunk, I'm gonna position myself on the mushroom. And I'm gonna wiggle myself ever so slightly. Oh, yes, let's go, baby! Okay, we got lower mind skip. I thought I was gonna screw that up, to be honest. I thought I was gonna mess that up. But we got it. So that skips like 4.5 minutes of the game. So you're actually skipping the entire lower mind section, and you're just going straight to the alien ruins. Just boom. Bing, bang, boom, bop. We did it. Let's go. Now, I'm making this look very easy. None of this... Okay, most of this is not easy. Like mushroom skip and stuff like that. Bridge skip's pretty easy, but mushroom skip, doing the wall climbs at the beginning, it's all precise rhythm and stuff like that. So this is just like hundreds upon hundreds of hours of speedrunning this game to where it's like second nature. But otherwise, these tricks are actually pretty hard. So I'm very happy with this. Alright, so now we're going to come up here. I'm going to wait for this gunk to kind of fly over me, and I'm going to start absorbing it from the front end. One of the turrets is going to shoot a bomb at me, but I'm going to throw it back in his face because we don't... Not in my house. Not in my house. Okay. Now, after he's destroyed, I'm going to try to hurry up and absorb this side of the gunk so I can grab... Oh, we did it perfectly. We did it perfectly. Oh, instant. Boom. Let's go. So if you get that right there, it'll get rid of the gunk wall instantly instead of having to wait. And so that was really nice to be able to get the gunk wall gone instantly, so we could get the elevator going right off the start. Okay, now that that gunk's gone, we're gonna head over here. Ooh, nope, don't shoot your bomb at me. We're gonna destroy the turret, and then this should be the final bit of gunk in this room, unless I messed up somewhere. And now I'm gonna panic and look for the door. Oh, nope, door's right there. If you jump right before the elevator gets to the top, it gives you a nice little like boost of air. Like your jump gets a little bit higher and you're able to get right over that door. So it's not like a huge time save. It's like 2-3 seconds. But instead of having to walk around the wall, you can just go straight through the door. So this is my magnum opus skip. So I would say this is, well, other than bridge skip, this is my magnum opus before bridge skip was found. I call this faceplant skip. I'm going to throw Ronnie off of a ledge, and I'm going to manipulate save strats to skip the entire mining section. Well, the laser section. So once she says, don't disconnect things, I'm going to faceplant right here. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to load game, and then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to faceplant here, save, load game, and we just skipped all of it by just save and loading in that area. So instead of having to climb all the way down that well, I just face planted and saved some time. So yes, Ronnie might be missing some teeth right now, but we saved some time. So her teeth are worth it, okay? She has dental insurance, I'm sure of it. If she can afford a hand like that, she can afford new teeth. And now we're moving on to the first mini-boss of the game. We call him the Gunk Monster. Kind of being a little explicit, we're gonna suck his butt. So, there's one. And here's two. And then one more butt suck and he's dead. So... there we go, and mini boss done. And now we're heading off to the garden. So we are almost halfway through the game already. We're cooking, like I said, we're cooking.
You're just gonna stroll out there and wave pumpkin around?
Sarcasm.
Is this gonna be a world record? I don't know, but right now I'm pretty hype, right? I'm not even going for it, I'm just having fun. Okay, so here, there's a couple skips coming up that I'm gonna explain as I get to them. This part, I need to rotate the bridge just enough for that to fall, and to give me enough room to grab the bomb. I'll wait for the bomb to explode. It'll open up a hole. Oh, come on! Oh, that happened. That happened. Okay. I threw the seed too early. Whoopsies! Alright, now we're gonna suck up this gunk. This is a gunk gate that I thought you could skip. Like the holes in this gunk gate are huge, and not one hole does Ronnie fit into, and I was very sad. it wouldn't have saved that much time, but it would have been another little cool skip to have. So here comes Ruin Skip. So the devs actually disabled a lot of the collision on the vines while they're grayed out. But for some reason, this one vine that's grayed out in the game has collision. It's the only vine in the entire game that shouldn't have collision, and it has collision, allowing us to skip this part. So, yeah, there we go. That's that skip. Just run, jump off a rock, grab it, and... yeah, definitely not dev intended. So another thing that we're gonna do is Double O found a way to skip the 2 side areas here. This is another one of his cool skips that he ended up finding. So when we come over here, we're supposed to plant down a campsite beacon. But instead of waiting for her to do that, I'm gonna walk over here, I'm gonna zoom in, rotate my camera, and because I rotated my camera, the game believes my arm is inside of the gates, even though my arm isn't inside the gate, and it allows me to shoot my cannon through the gates. And that opens up the wall instead of having to do the 2 side areas. This saves quite a bit of time, so thank you Double O for figuring that out. Huge help. We're gonna make our way to the garden. So in the first part of the garden, not a lot happens. We have a 3.5 minute part where we kind of just sit on an elevator once we get to that area. Nothing happens on the elevator. Ronnie and Bex just complain and bicker like a married couple for like 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna probably rant and rattle and whatever. If the host wants to jump in at any point, you are more than welcome to talk about donations, your incentives, the charity. You can get me to stop rambling because I'll just continue talking the whole time.
You know what? I am going to take the invitation because there is so much to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
So much. So we have an incentive and a bonus milestone game right now that are like both of these are open. So our next game, and as you can see, this game's going real fast. So this next game is going to be coming up very quickly. World of Goo with Satan herself. If we reach that incentive, we'll get to play the epilogue. These are 3 levels with wild strats that really push the game, and this includes Satan's favorite level with a cheese strat. I like cheese. Do you like cheese? If you donate for that incentive, that will also get us closer to our milestone bonus game, Rift of the Necrodancer. We need $2,196 total raised this event. That's going to equal $10,000 over the lifetime of Prevent-A-Thon raised for Little Warriors. We need less than $650 to get there, so we're getting so close. You know what? We have some love coming to help us get there. We have $50 from Tuesday. I want to thank the PAT staff for the awesome event, the runners for putting on a great show, the viewers and donors for their support, and the incredible cause that brought us all together, Little Warriors. Excited to be a part of this and getting to show off the gunk. Thanks, Tuesday. This run has been a trip, and I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, thank you so much, Lucky. I appreciate that. Thank you.
We also have $20 from Security. Let's keep my promise and donate for that very lucky mad scientist fight. Keep donating, everyone. I really want to keep this going until Tuesday. This is, of course, referring to the last run. Thanks, Security.
I have never seen Oribo until that. Oh, I've seen the game, but I've never seen the speed run. It was a lot of fun to watch. I definitely enjoyed that run a ton.
So fun. Yeah, for sure.
Here we go. This is the 3-minute elevator part. Nothing happens. Bex and Ronnie are gonna kind of bicker back and forth for a minute. They're gonna be like, but we're gonna ignore that. We're gonna talk about some other things. So coming up after this part is a 6.5-minute walking part. Don't you love lots of nothing in your speedruns? It's the greatest. But there's actually some things I can talk about during those points in time, so it's not so bad. So, if anybody wants to become a glitch hunter or a strat finder, come in and try to figure out how to get rid of the walk section, because the walking section is awful. So yeah, so let me kind of go through I'm gonna talk about me for a minute, since we got nothing else to talk about for right now. There's no new skips coming up until I get done with the gardener. I am Tuesday. I am a niche indie speedrunner. I know 45 different speedruns. My goal to learning 50 speedruns total. Most games that you will ever see me run are games you probably never heard of, or if you have heard of them, you probably have never seen them, like played or speedran. I got into speedrunning to give indie developers the spotlight they deserve. I was going through Steam one day, and I noticed that so many amazing games get flooded out by AI slop or just mass marketing from AAA games that'll push out like 50 DLCs in one day. And all of these amazing games get pushed down the list and no one finds them. So I made it my goal to speedrun as many amazing niche indie games to give them the spotlight so I can bring them to marathons, show them off to people, make guides, build communities around them. So yeah, that's who I am. I am the niche indie game runner guy. My first game ever ran was Flynn, Son of Crimson, which is a 2D platformer. And I've moved on from that to almost every genre of game you can think of, because another one of my goals was to learn every genre that I possibly could in speedrunning. I have a few left to learn, but that list will be crossed off very soon. Alright, so we are now heading in to the walk. So in the walk, nothing happens. You just literally walk for like 6 minutes. There is health pools that are on the ground. There's gunk that float around them. You got to suck up. There's a path you actually got to take. Your life is actually draining by the moment. It sounds like there's so much going on, but there really isn't. We recently found a small, and I mean very small, time save. So the developer wanted you to walk forward, obviously. They point you that direction. They show you where to go. But, what you can do is you can turn around and walk the opposite way that developers wanted you to walk, and it saves you time for some reason. So instead of us going forward, I am going to mash my A button to get 2 jumps off, and I'm going to turn my character around.
It's just us now, pumpkin.
There's my 2 jumps, and now I'm going to walk this way. So I don't know why they added this, but there is an area transition coming up, and it's behind where you're supposed to go, and it's an even shorter walk than what they intended. Why it's there? No idea. But anything to get past this area faster is a plus in my book. So usually when I'm doing this area, I'll talk about like the speedrun world record history, but I kind of already gave you a little bit that me and Double O passed it back and forth, and it went from like a 120 to a 114 to a 109 to a 107 to a 104 to a 101 to him getting the first 59 minutes by hiding a strat. Yes, I love him, but he hid a strat from the community so we can get the first sub hour, which I don't agree with. Don't hide strats. That's not sportsmanship. So he hit a strat from everybody so he get this first sub hour, and then posted on YouTube. Didn't tell anybody. Just posted on YouTube and was like, got first sub hour. Like, okay, cool, bud. And then I watched his run, saw he did lower mind skip, got world record back, and then sadly after that he had quit running. So I had lowered it down to a 57. And then I found a couple more skips, brought it down to a 56, and then I stopped playing a year ago when I got the run down to a 54. And then, like I said, I came back for this marathon and found the bridge skip, bringing it down to a 50-minute run. And that is right now the world record's at 50 minutes. And it was a blast to achieve. I never thought I'd actually improve the run. I thought I would leave it behind because there's no one else running the game. And I was like, niche communities, you know, there's no other runners, and there's not much point for me pushing it. But yeah, I feel like I have taken this game and stripped everything out of it. I went through yesterday and went to every area in the game, trying to think of like areas I could find time saves in. But honestly, I think most major skips, except maybe somehow skipping this area, is done. So cool to think that 2 people came together and routed out an entire game, which usually takes an entire community. So miss you, Double O, if you're around somewhere. Can't wait for you to come back. So as we go through this area, not much is going on. As I said, there's some health pools that are laying on the ground, and you'll see some gunk floating around them. Ronnie's losing her mind and talking to her hand right now. I mean, I guess if you fall down a pipe and end up in an area like this, you'd also lose your mind and start talking to your hand. So yeah, Ronnie's going on an episode, and we're just trying to get out of this part. Once we're done with this area, though, we are heading in to the final bit, which is going back to the garden, and we'll be doing the second part of it, and then defeating the boss. So yeah, incredible that's, so it's been an incredible journey to see this game develop how it is. To see, like, I'm already at this point in, what are we, like, 35 minutes into the run, and we're already getting past the gunk walk. These used to be something you'd get to, like, 50 minutes into the run. So, yeah, awesome. I hope Thunderful releases some new stuff. They released a new game recently, but it's more akin to Hades, and nothing against roguelikes or anything. I'm not a huge fan of roguelikes, so I haven't tried any of their new stuff yet, but hopefully they come back to doing stuff like this. I think they had a lot of potential for a 3D platformer, or at least a 3D adventure type game. I know this game didn't sell well, but hopefully it kind of gives them some kind of incentive to come back to this type of game at some point. Name. Oh my goodness. Name. I have ADD. What name? Sorry, I know I was just talking. Oops. I was talking about the run, and then my brain kind of fizzled out.
Can you hear me?
Oh, their new game is called Rainbreaker? Rainbreaker, I'm pretty sure. But it's very much like Hades. I played the demo and I did enjoy it a little bit. But something about roguelikes just, I don't know, doesn't fancy me. I say that even though tomorrow there's a demo releasing for a new roguelike that I'm going to spend all my time with. So don't listen to me. I babble. ADHD gang, rise up. I know, I'll be doing that all the time. I'll like go into a tangent and I'll go rambling, and then someone will ask me a question. I'm like, what? And they're like, to what you just said. I'm like, what'd I just say? And like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I forgot. Okay, so we are now done with the walking part, and we are now heading back to the old city. We can go back talking about the run. Woo! The run is back, baby. Okay, so we're gonna use the teleporter I opened up earlier, and we're gonna head back to the tower. But instead of going through the door where, well, this is all too relatable. So, instead of going back through the door with the 3 buttons I shot, we're going to be taking a detour and going to the right, and we're going to be entering into the side passage of the tower where we need to unlock 4 floors of the elevator. There'll be 2 mini-boss sections, 2 puzzle sections, and then we're on to the final boss. You have to have a mood set for roguelike, especially long narrative ones. That's why tomorrow with Starlight Overdrive releasing, it's an ARPG MMO. It is an online MMO roguelike. What? I'm kind of excited. I like MMOs, not a huge fan of roguelites, but I'm down to try it. I'm down to give it a shot, even though I'm terrible at roguelites. Bad at them. Okay. So what we're doing right here is I'm going to stand on this elevator, and I'm going to stick to the right side of this elevator. The reason why, if I stay on the right side, it positions me perfectly to absorb the gunk without taking too much damage. Oh no, get back up! Oh yeah, I can't see! Okay, we're good. I almost just fell. Okay, so now we're back into the tower. And I have to pull 3 levers coming up, and once I pull these 3 levers, it'll unlock a shield area where I will go into, and I will destroy a couple things of gunk. I'll grab a bomb, and then we get on the elevator. So this part, not a lot going on when it comes to skips, but a lot to keep track of, at least with like what I'm doing. So right here, as Harry is telling us, you know, she's explaining expressions to him, and he's telling us about the garden. I'm going to be coming in here, and I'm going to be pulling our first lever. So those red barriers right there are tied to these 3 levers. There is a small time save in here, but I'm so bad at doing the skip that I don't do it. Because if you do mess up the skip, it actually wastes more time than it saves. And for people who speedrun, if there's a skip that... Okay, for speedrunners, if there is a skip that... Wow, that actually teleported me. Wait, what? What? Wait. Oh, I was like, where am I? Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, I got lost in the sauce. I thought it teleported me to a different area. Oh my goodness, I'm so ridiculous. So anyways, as speedrunners know, any skip that wastes more time if you fail it compared to the time that it saves usually isn't worth going for in a run. So what you would normally do is when you pull the lever, you would jump on to the back of the thing that you're pulling the lever from, even though it's slippery as butter. If you land on those little prongs on the back, you can actually get your footing and jump down instead of doing what I just did. By running all the way down, you can just jump straight down. But if you mess up, you'll slide off like butter and then you'll fall into the abyss and then you'll have to wait to respawn and then, yeah, waste too much time. Okay, so this area, I'm absorbing the gunk. And then that's the rest of it. So this area looks like there's a lot of gunk you need to absorb. But as I explained earlier in the run, that some of the gates actually have large openings. In this corner right here, if you jump into this corner, she can actually fit through that hole, allowing you to skip absorbing that part of the gunk. And then we'll come in here. We're going to absorb all the gunk in this room, which is going to release the barrier that you see in front of me. And then I'll be heading up the elevator. And we are moving into the last two sections of the game. Okay, so we were already in here before, but now we're kind of doing it again in a different way.
Damn it. Locked. Time for some cleaning.
So you can actually save time right here
Just what I need.
if you can jump.
But I can't
See, I can never get it. See, I can never get it. You can actually have time if you jump over there during the cutscene, but it has control of your camera. So it's hard to position yourself as your camera is being controlled by the cutscene itself. Alright, we're going to take our seed and we're going to launch it up top. Okay, or it's going to sit right there and it's not going to launch up top.
Not letting you gunk up this place.
So while these turrets are going mad crazy on me, sorry, mad wild on me, don't hit me with a bomb. Don't do it. Okay, nope, come on. There we go. So I'm going to slowly click my vacuum. If you click your vacuum too hard, the seed will actually get pulled off of the growing area and you have to re-throw it back on there. But if you just slightly click it, it'll absorb it just enough to push it into the blue liquid. Alright, we have made it to the elevator. So as I said, there's 4 sections of this elevator. The first section is I have to destroy some small gunk minions and get rid of some gunk that's on the elevator. The second part is a mini boss. The third part is another little area where I go against some small gunk creatures. And then the fourth part is another mini boss that both of the mini bosses can be despawned, saving a ton of time. But I do not think I'm going to get the second despawn. It is very hard to do, so don't expect it in the run. It is the hardest trick to do in the entire game. Because not only are you being attacked by multiple gunk minions, the things that spawn the mini boss are flying around the arena. So it's hard to keep track of them as they're laying eggs everywhere. And so if it spawns, it's not a big deal. But in the world record run, I did get the despawn. So now I know for every run I do in the future, if I want to get a good time, I have to actually do the despawn. That's the bad thing about good skips. If the skip is great and it saves a lot of time, and then you end up doing it in a world record run, you now have to do that skip every single time. So hopefully it's not a skip that's like hard to do, but sadly enough, it's hard to do. Alright, so this is the first area. I got rid of the minions, and now I'm gonna fall again because I jumped a little too early.
Guess I'll have to make a detour.
We're gonna have 2 turrets in this area, and there's gonna be a wind turbine that I can push, but we're gonna skip the turbine in one of the minions. We're gonna just walk on the side of the turbine. We're gonna go on this bridge. We're gonna walk up to the turret, and only 1 turret is need to be destroyed for the plants to grow. Then we're gonna use the environment to climb up here, and then we're gonna skip going to the second minion, and that part is done. Alright, so we're gonna pull this seed, throw it into that pool onto the wall. And moving on to the second part of the tower.
Do this. Ooh, better watch my stab.
So there actually is another skip coming up that you can do, but it's not the boss skip. It's just another one that we found recently, but it's very confusing and it has a lot of soft lock potential. So I'm not going to do it in this because I really don't want to constantly keep saving and reloading and saving and reloading and saving and reloading, because the chances of me getting it within the first 10 tries, just not going to happen. Okay, so here comes the first despawn. So I'm going to sit right here. I'm going to wait for the egg to fall out. Okay. If you're fast enough, you can absorb the egg, and then it will not spawn. As she says, like, she's like, oh, I can't let it knock me off the platform, but there's nothing here because I was fast enough to get the egg before it spawned the mini boss. And there we go. Mini boss despawned. Don't even gotta fight him. Alright, so next part is, there's two paths you would normally take. There's a path you go to the left. You'll, suck up some gunk, get rid of some vines. And then you go back to the path on the right, and you get rid of, some of the gunk minions. And then you climb up a vine. But we're not gonna do any of that. We're just gonna go straight to the path with the little minions. We're gonna absorb the gunk in this room. We're not gonna worry about the minions right now. We're just gonna keep them alive. Because they'll constantly keep spawning anyways as long as the gunk is around, so no point in destroying them. Okay, now we're gonna come over on this little branch, and we're gonna take a running jump. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Really? Really? There we go. And we're just gonna skip, grab the vine. We're not even gonna go to the other path. We're not gonna go suck up any of that gunk. Nah, we're gonna bypass it. And now we're moving in to the final part of the elevator. So in this part of the elevator, there's 2 floating clouds, 4 minions, and 1 mini boss. I have to guess, if I want to get the despawn, it's all RNG. I have to guess which cloud is gonna spawn the egg, and at what point of the cloud that the egg is gonna spawn out of. Because the clouds are pretty long. They're not like small clouds. They're like longer clouds. So you can drop out of the tail end or the front end of the gunk clouds. And there's 2 different ones you can see. They kind of move in like different patterns. So I have to keep my eye on them and wait for it to drop. There it is. There it is. Okay, so there's part 1. There's one part. Oh, no! There it is again. Nope. Oh my god, wait, are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get the despawn? I think we got the despawn. Oh my goodness, we got the despawn. Let's go! Oh my goodness, yes! We got the despawn. I gotta actually show it off. I wasn't expecting to. But I got all 3 eggs. And they all randomly dropped in front of me somehow.
Wow, that's...
Usually they drop like on the opposite side of the arena that I'm at, so I have to run over there, and the thing hatches so quick. It's like a 2-second timer. It's like 1, 2, and then it just spawns. So the fact that they dropped in front of me all 3 times, and even one of them actually appeared in my gun while I was sucking, so it was an instant destroy, is really good. All right, we are moving into the final boss.
Okay, let's do this.
So in the final boss, he's going to shoot lasers at me. My goal is to head over to the other side of the arena, unlock the gates. So I'm going to walk over to this area. I'm going to unlock the gates, and I'm going to pull 4 levers. Every 2 levers you pull, it unlocks the barrier around the boss, and it allows you to suck the tubes off of his back. So I'm going to pull. There's 1, and I'm going to run this way. He's going to get enough time to shoot 1 laser. Okay, now I'm going to fight these gunk real quick. I'm going to place the laser right here. And now we're going to wait it out. And there's our first phase done. I'm going to line myself up with the barrier behind me to 3. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna float. And I can actually pull it while the laser beam's above me. Oh, we got unlucky! Oh, we got so unlucky! There was a minion right there. Oh, okay. We are getting really unlucky. Oh, we're one hit till death. We're one hit. I got really unlucky. Somehow there was a bunch of minions right there. Oh no, I'm one hit till death. Ooh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be close. Oh, buddy boy. Okay, now we are gonna stand still, and we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. I don't think I have enough time. I think I'm gonna get cooked. Yeah, I'm gonna get cooked. I'm gonna get cooked. I'm gonna get cooked. Okay. We had to pause for a second. We had to pause. Come on, come on, come on! And run is going to end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Run ends. Let's go! That was such a good run! Oh my god, yes! Thank you all so much for letting me show this off. What an awesome, awesome run. I was not expecting it to go this well. Oh my, yes! Let's go! Thank you all so much for letting me show this off today. Like I said, I needed this. I needed this today. The fact that it's my best friend's 10th anniversary of his passing and all of that, I have just been stuck in my head this week. I didn't know what I was going to do, and this just put me in the best mood ever. Thank you all so much. Oh my goodness. Ah. That was awesome.
Yeah, like just mind-blowing, incredible.
Thank you so much. I was expecting it to be just like my practice runs where I was going to kind of mess some things up. Like, oh, what happens? But no, this was like, I was the chef today. I whipped it up pretty well. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been a privilege to be able to sit here and watch your run. Tuesday, where can we find you?
So you can find me at twitch.tv/TuesdayPRP. I stream, as I said, niche indie speedruns. I play MMOs. I do challenge runs. Yeah, so come stop by if you want to see some more random stuff. I'm currently working on a game called The Ascent. I am less than 30 seconds from the first ever sub 150. 30 seconds away from it, and I'm very excited. So hopefully you guys get to stop by, come see that. But with that, yeah, come stop by, say hi. Thank you so much, Prevent-A-Thon. Thank you, chat. Thank you, little warriors. You're all amazing.
Thanks, Tuesday.
But it won't be the first time we've lied to the authorities. We'll cook something up.
Have a good one.